Hey, hello, everybody. This is Terrence Smith and Jill Morris, and we just got engaged.
Yes, we
And,
did.
and as a result, we actually posted out on social media, shared our love with everybody, our family, friends, and so forth. And as a result, um, Jill posted up on one of the social media sites, and after a very short time, we got so much response. I mean, it was huge. It was tremendous. By whole hundreds of people. And
Thousands. It
and
wasn't hundreds,
the
it was thousands.
yes, and the administrator of that particular platform decided to shut it down. And so, with that said, we were just led to start our own platform, our own group, so we can put our story out because it seems that so many people were affected by our story. So we really wanted to put that out. So here we are. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to tell you how we met and how this all started. So we're going to go from the
This
beginning.
is unscripted.
This is going to go from the beginning, and we're just going to tell you how we got started.
All right, so I guess it starts with me. And let me just tell y'all, this is very vulnerable for me. Nobody knows this. Well, okay, about how many people know this story? Maybe about 5 people,
Yeah,
if that.
maybe.
This is a very vulnerable part of me that I didn't know I had to let out to the public, but apparently this is supposed to be blessing y'all. So, all right. So I was reluctant to say where should I start, but I guess I should start where it kind of originated from, which is I don't have a choice but to tell. So, one day. One day I got a call from my ex, and I got a call from my ex. He and I had stopped dating maybe about 10 or 15 years prior, but he and I kept contact with one another. He got married, and so he and I kept contact with one another. Every couple of months, he'll reach out to me just to check on me. I never called him, never kept in contact with him, but he would always call and check on me. And one day I got a call from him, and he was very distraught. He was going through something, and he kept saying, I need my friend back. I need to talk to my friend. He was not saying he wanted to leave his marriage. As a matter of fact, he stressed over the years that he was very happy in his marriage, and I didn't even think that far. But he was just basically saying he needed his friend. And I was like, me being who I am, I was like, okay, well, I'm here. You got me. I'm here. Whatever you need to talk about. So he and I started talking. And I remember it was a Thursday. He and I started talking. And later on that evening, he called me again, and he started telling me some of the things that he was going through. And I'm listening, and I'm like, okay, all right. And so the next day was a Friday. That Friday evening, he called me again, and he and I are talking. And then that Saturday morning, he texted me. It was like early in the morning, he texted me. And at that point, something triggered. It was like, I don't want to do this. I'm now being an emotional support for him. I don't want to do this. And I had already been at the point, a few years before, I was like, Lord, I'm in my 40s. If you don't want me to be married, okay, it's just going to be me and you. I'm good. You make me good. If I'm not good, make me good. It's just going to be me and you. But this particular day, I was like, Lord, that he's somebody else's husband. I don't want to put myself in a position to be his crutch or I don't want to cheat with him emotionally. Like, I don't want that position. Please release him. Release him. I'm not doing it. I never responded to the text. And I said, Lord, give me my own husband. Give me my own husband where I can be an emotional support to my own husband. I don't want no more parts of this. Every couple of months I hear from him. I'm done. Not that he had did anything negatively to me, but I just was at the point where I don't want to be in that position anymore. And so later on that day, I was just scrolling through social media, through Facebook, and somebody put a post up that said, or may have been an advertisement. It said the 3 best dating sites out there. And so 2 of them I was familiar with, because one of them was the site that I had met my ex on, like almost 20 years or 15 years before. And so 2 of them I was familiar with, but one of them I wasn't. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me check this one out. I'm new in this North Carolina area. I said, let me check out this particular site. And so I go ahead, baby, write down some notes. I know something triggered in you, but go ahead. But anyway, so I went to the site, and I was like, I don't know if I should do this. I ain't really ready for this. But I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do a 30-day membership, $29. So let me go ahead and do that. And so I joined the site. I put up a profile, and all of these matches came up, and I was getting contacts. People were contacting me, and I was like, I don't like none of these people. I was like, I don't know if it's North Carolina or I don't know what it is, but none of these. I was getting hit up. Guys were hitting me up. They were sending me little things, hearts and pings and all that. I was like, nah, I ain't. Later on that night, either that night or the next day, I get an alert from the site, and it said, this is a match for you. And so I clicked on the profile, and immediately it was beyond an attraction. It was like I was drawn to this guy. And I was like, who the heck is this guy? His smile was beautiful. But what got me is what he had said in his profile. And basically he was saying, I'm looking for a specific type of woman. Somebody's got to give me butterflies. I got to feel nervous about her. I got to go back to like a child-like love. If I don't feel that, basically deuces, I ain't the one. He also said no up front. I am a God-fearing man. I am a totally God-fearing man. And basically, if that ain't you, keep it moving. I ain't got time for you. He was very direct. His grammar was on point. I look at all of that. He was just very, very direct in what he said and what he wanted. And so, so how other dating sites operate, basically, if you view somebody's profile, then they'll get the alert that you viewed the profile. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to wait for him I'm going to sit back. I'm going to wait for him to contact me if he's interested. It's something about this guy that I really like. He didn't respond. I was a little disappointed. I was like, what the heck? Like it's like he don't feel this connection. He didn't respond. Week went by, no response. So then me coming out of my comfort zone, something said, send him a heart or smiley face or whatever their emojis were that you send the person. So I said, well, let me send that to him to trigger him to respond to me. Send him a little heart. He didn't respond. So then I saw somebody say, you can see if somebody viewed you or not. So I went on and saw that he had never viewed the profile. I was like, well, this is odd. This is very odd. I was like, okay, well, all right, maybe I was saying, well, maybe he had a subscription and he had found his match and he was just waiting for the subscription to roll out. And I was like, okay, all right, so maybe that's it. And I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. And so I was just waiting for my subscription to run out. But then I get another alert, like a week or two later, I get another alert saying, this guy's a match. And I'm like, y'all playing with me now. Because clearly the guy is not on there. Like, y'all are really playing with me. But it was like, I was really getting this. It was a weird feeling. And so I only told one person, of course, my best friend, Ursula. I told her, I was like, look, I don't know what's going on, but it's something about this connection that with this guy. And she was like, well, write him, send him a comment. And so I sent a comment. My subscription was about to leave out. I sent him a comment. He didn't respond. I was like, okay, clearly he's not on there. But I saw that he had a Facebook. His Facebook was attached to his account. So I was so reluctant. My best friend was like, go ahead, click on the Facebook. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Aside from that, I had received a prophecy around that time as well. In the prophecy, the prophet called me out and he was like, you're getting ready to go through a purging and a pruning period. I was like, okay. I was at the point where I was like, look, I'm ready, because years before I got a prophecy where a prophet called me out and said that there was something that was blocking me from marriage. And so I was like, okay. I was like, trying to spend years trying to figure out what this block was. When I got the second prophecy of being purged and pruning, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go through whatever I've got to go through, because I really know now that whatever is in you, you attract what is in you. So whatever that negativity that I was holding or was blocking me, I wanted it out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go through a purging and a pruning process. I'm ready to go through it. So anyway, clicked on his Facebook page, and he didn't post a lot, but I was like, ooh, I like him. Ooh. As a matter of fact, it was beyond, like, he had the characteristics that all of the guys I've dated in the past, well, the last guys I dated in the past had: educated, good looking, God-fearing, head on the shoulder. But it was just something about him. And so I went on his Facebook page. There wasn't a lot of activity. And my best friend was like, send him a DM. And I was like, that is definitely not me. Like, I am not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to send him a DM. And I was like, absolutely not. And one day, without telling anybody, I didn't even tell my best friend, I sent him a DM. I sent him a DM and I said, listen, I saw you on such and such dating site. I saw your profile and I reached out. You didn't reach out. And if you are dating someone, please disregard this. But if you're not, I would love to have a conversation with you. And I had put the emoji up that had the bashful face, and I hit send. It took everything in me to do that. Of course, what was running in my head, women be in my DMs all the time. Women, and of course, I didn't want any of that. But something said do it, and so I did it. And so about a week later, he responded. And he responded and basically saying, thank you for reaching out. I am single. Basically, he was like, well, basically, since you went through the trouble, the least I can do is give you a conversation, a phone call. And I was like, okay. I said, well, I got family coming in town. I said, give me a couple of days and then, then we can exchange numbers or whatever. And so about 3 or 4 days later, my family left and I hit him up on DM. I said, hey, whenever you want to take the time to talk, we can exchange numbers. I'm here. Here's my number. And silence. He went totally silent on me for a whole year. For a whole year, almost a whole year, he said nothing to me. Now, let me tell y'all, in that period, in that year, because I later found out, because I reached out to him on Facebook, it automatically made us friends. It automatically sent a friend request, because right after I reached out to him, I got the notification that he requested me as a friend. Me thinking that he really requested me as a friend, but later I found out that no, Facebook automatically does that. So I'm like, okay, well, he wants me as a friend on Facebook. Well, maybe this is, maybe he is interested. Whole year, he did not say anything to me. We were Facebook friends. He wasn't posting. And so I was distraught. My pride was hurt. I was like, I felt like one of those women who be in people's deep. The feeling that I had was like horrible. Like, why did I do that? Why would you put yourself? And I'll never forget, I was having a conversation with my cousin who's married, and he's deceased now, but I I was feeling some type of way. I talked to him about it, and I never forget. He said, Jill, you got to remember, God put Ruth in the field where Boaz was. He brought Ruth to Boaz's field. He said, so don't feel like you did anything wrong. It was just that maybe God just put you where this guy needed to be. So don't carry no guilt with it. And so I didn't carry any guilt with it. I released it. But I'm like, I'm on this profile. I'm like, Lord, why am I connected? Why do I feel connected to this guy? Like, if he ain't interested, like, something told me not to delete him. Don't delete him as a friend, because I thought he requested me as a friend. So something said, no, don't cut him off. And then something in my spirit said, start praying for him, because if he didn't respond to you, it's something deeper that he's going through. And maybe the connection is for you to just pray for this guy. And so I just committed. I said, I'm going to pray for this guy every single day. Like, I'm going to pray for him. So one of the prayers, the main prayer was that whatever this guy's going through, get him through it, heal him, whatever. The other side of the prayer, as far as he and I were concerned, or him being a possibility for me, the other part of the prayer was, Lord, if he's not for me, let him post his girlfriend, wife, fiance, or whatever on social media, so I'll know that is out. That part is out. But I will continue, and I'm committed to praying for this guy, whatever he's going through, because clearly I ain't seeing something. And so I committed to praying for this guy. I fasted, I prayed. I don't know this guy, but I was drawn to him. I was just like, it was a weird connection. Like, I can't explain it. It was a weird connection that I never had for anybody. And so about a year later, I get somebody came in my DM. And when I saw that the message was from him, I was like, I responded, and I never forget, I said, hi, Facebook friend. I said, are you sure you contacted me? And you said yes. And so why you ghost me?
Wow. Man, she went into it, didn't she? Well, I tell you what, here's the great thing about how we got started is you never know what God is doing behind the scenes. And if you guys understand, and the one thing you're going to learn about Jill and myself is that we're very God-fearing people. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when you're speaking to us or you're hearing us speak, we're going to reference the Bible because that's just who we are. Mm-hmm. So I said all that to say this. If you understand the story of Adam and Eve, then you understand that when God recognized that Adam was alone, and he actually said, Adam is alone, I need to get him a helpmate. What did the first thing he do? He put Adam to sleep. Now, why did he put Adam to sleep? Because he know as a man, we're going to screw things up. So that's basically what he did. He put me to sleep, okay? And the reason why is because whenever you go out to meet your soulmate, so one thing you have to understand is when you turn it over to God, God is going to work on you in ways that the other person, one, to get you where you need to be able to even receive another person. But it's going to also be to complete you as much as possible, because what you don't want to do, your soulmate isn't designed to complete you. Your soulmate is designed to complement you and to help you reach your God-given purpose. Okay? So with me being asleep, God is working on her, getting her prepared to introduce her to me. Because
what he did was, because it was like almost a 2-year process before he contacted me, before he returned the DM. So what he was doing in those 2 years, which the prophet said he was going to prune me, the first thing he was doing was developing patience in me. The first characteristic of love is patience. When I tell y'all, the patience, it was crazy. And then I had to learn how to give up control. I control everything in my life and in my family's lives. I could not control this one. And it was driving me crazy. So that was the second thing. First thing he had to do is develop patience in me. Second thing, he had to remove control from me.
Yeah. So, and I say that so those of you that are looking for your soulmate, the one thing you need to do is stop looking. You need to just turn it over to God. Because if you understand, again, referring back to the story of Adam and Eve, okay? Adam did not go out and look for Eve. Adam did not find Eve. Adam did not even know what was going on. All Adam knew was he was put to sleep.
Take your butt to sleep. Go to sleep.
And when he woke up, God said, here you go. Mm-hmm. I got something for you. Mm-hmm. And I say that because, again, Adam doesn't know what he doesn't know. Yeah, God knew not only what Adam was going to need, he also knew the things that he needed for Eve to have, to actually help Adam do the things that God has already laid out for Adam to do. So, as you take this journey and decide, hey, I need to find my soulmate, the first thing you want to do is get God involved, because God knows not only what you need, he knows the things that you're going to need later that you're not even aware of yet, because you haven't gone through anything to help you become aware, and those things haven't even been brought to your attention yet. So don't think that you're going to be able to do this on your own. God is definitely going to be needed in order for you to reach your true potential and to reach all the purpose that he has for you.
Because I'm thinking he on the dating site, and he look and tell them, you said you had, when we talked about it, he was like, I hadn't been on that dating site in years. So y'all get y'all money back from these dating sites, because they got old profiles up there. So I'm like, he said he hadn't been on that site for years, and they still had his profile up there. And so you think and the other part about this is the waiting period. Now, a lot of people say when you get, it happens quickly. For some people, it does happen quickly. For some people, it doesn't. And a lot of times it's about process. And so if you ain't ready, if you want him to get you ready, but it's been a long time, y'all. Absolutely. Yeah.
So what you see today, and for our families and friends that know us, trust me, this has been the years in the making. This isn't something that came up overnight. So just so y'all know, this has been in the making for some years.
It's been a while. It's been some years. And even after he got in my DM, after he contacted me, it was almost a year. We talked because we live long distance. We talked for almost a year after that before we met face to face. So it's been a process. And for somebody who's now like, I'm gonna be 51, he just turned 53. Like, but if you say, well, you want God in it, it's like, okay, well, God, how long? But I was willing to do whatever it took. I submitted and surrendered totally to God. I was like, whatever you need to do, even if you don't want me to be married. Like, I knew it was your will I knew God's will is for us to be married. But I was like, well, maybe it's not. Like, I kept going back and forth, like, show me, what is it going on? Like, and I was just willing to go through the process. And so so that is how we met. And so I guess we'll come back with what happened after he contacted me that day, that DM. After he contacted me, what happened after that? Like, again, it took almost another year before we met face to face. Like, what happened during our talking stages? Like, but so that's how we met.
You definitely gonna want to tune in to hear about that, because that includes the pandemic. It includes so many things. A lot of people said that they had a very horrible 2020.
Yeah,
2020 was off the chain for us.
It was off the chain. It was we had a blast. 2020 was like. It just worked in our favor. So we definitely want to come back because he want to share, how did you know that I was the one? He's going to share that. He's going to show how he knew, and then I'll share how I knew he was the one. So there you have it, y'all. So please subscribe, please share.
Absolutely.
And
we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Yeah. So y'all be blessed, and again, Happy New Year. All right.
Happy New Year.
All righty. Bye-bye.